On this episode, we open up our shop to our good friend, Josh Mazerol, the crazy guy with the Hilux that went through the car wash in the back of the truck. Yeah, that guy. We help him do a LS swap on a 66 C10, but not any LS swap. It has a turbo. Hope you enjoy. Josh is no stranger to cross-country road trip adventures. This dude jumped in his wide-body, twin-turbo LS Hilux and drove a turboed 5.3 to our shop to drop it off, only to jump back in his Hilux and drive all the way to California to pick up this awesome 1966 C10. He brought it all the way back here to Texas to do an LS swap in our shop, and then he'll jump back in it and drive all the way back to California because he's going to go to Holly's LS Fest West, jump back in his Hilux and drive all the way home to New Hampshire. The dude is nuts, but that's why we love him. We're excited to have him in the shop and help him with this LS swap. Hope you enjoy it like we did. See if I can get this thing all radiator out.
Be totally wrong, but I think you could just pick that manifold straight up.
Josh, you're friggin' brilliant. Had it unbolted enough the whole time.
Look how cool it is.
That's so cool, man.
I feel like I just put this carburetor on this.
Did you?
Yeah, we had to rebuild it in Cali to make it run.
Oh, so you rebuilt one of them.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is if we screwed it up, we had two spares. Headers, motor mount bolts, bell housing bolts, this thing's... Oh, I guess heater core.
Sweetness. Alrighty, well, Josh is gonna go work on the bell housing bolts right down there. Everything else is ready. I think it's time to throw a chain on this dang thing and yank it out once those bell housing bolts are loose. Is that true?
As far as I know. That's why we don't have nice things.
It was like projectile vomiting out of the front. That's pretty good. that was tough. The inline 6 came out. He's got this turbo 5.3 all ready to go. He went and got a new transmission.
Yeah, so we got an NV3500 transmission. We got the clutch out of the original small block, bolted to an 06 6-liter flywheel. It's not the strongest transmission, but as long as you shift it like a light truck and not a race car, it's gonna last forever. It's gonna be fine. And
the guy that owns the truck, he's never really had like big power like this, so he's probably not gonna go out there and kill things like you would. Let's get this in there. Bring it on up.
Yeah.
Whoa!
All right, I'm cool.
Why is there dirt all over your camera?
It's an action sports camera.
Yeah. I didn't know they made those in the 80s.
It's in there, Josh.
No.
While Aaron and I were working on Betty Boop the Bronco's engine, Josh and Nathaniel got the trans-cross member all mocked up and holding the transmission up, and now they're working on motor mounts, so that's really awesome. I am actually prepping all the accessories to be bolted on Betty's new engine. Everything's coming together slowly but surely. Tacking the motor mounts. And just like that, the engine's back out. He's gonna get the surface all prepped and then weld the motor mounts in for good. Get some paint on them And the engine will go back in.
CAD work.
This is fancy CAD work, huh?
Cardboard aided design.
Cardboard aided design. We got a lot of work done last night, and look who came to play today. We are getting ready to pull the motor mounts off of Josh's 5.3 and throw some paint on them because he got his motor mounts last night done and laid some beautiful welds on them. Then he can finally install the engine for good.
Final time.
Yay! I think it's a Dove. Oh. I got it. Extension for your ratchet to get up in there?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, I'll go get you one.
Can you do it with the impact or?
Yeah, we could. I like to make the kid work. You can do it with the impact instead of the ratchet.
Yeah.
She thinks she's real clever, y'all.
You do too.
Hey, don't laugh at her jokes.
Funny.
So what? So do you.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's easier than the ratchet, huh?
It is.
You can thank Josh for that.
Thanks, Josh.
Work smarter, not harder.
Now.
Right, let's take the other one off.
Aw. Can we do the other one, Amy?
Absolutely. You can shoot it.
2 bolts. Timber.
Last one. Nice. Let's paint them up. Finley, you're not the one getting a paint job here. Once those dry, I'll do the under edges, and it'll be good. All right, it's going back in.
Yep.
We just decided to take the alternator and power steering off because clearance-wise, we wanted to be able to see this motor mount going in, and it kept hitting the frame rail, so we were like, let's move it.
Sweet. Ready to go down?
Yep.
Sweet.
And it didn't really even need the hammer. Yes.
All right.
Man, this looks good.
Look at that! This being held up all by itself for the
Yay.
first time ever.
Nice.
Oh, man, this feels
Awesome.
so good.
Let's celebrate and eat lunch.
Is it officially LS swap?
I think so.
Does this count? And after the break.
Right after the break, we hear turbo sounds. It's in there. Yes. It's a big moment, Josh.
Ready?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Group high five.
You're part of the group, bud.
Yay! It's in.
It's LS swapped.
Dang!
Sitting on its own weight, transmission's in, engine's in.
So freaking awesome. Yes.
Look at it. And then we got one of those too.
Curb ski. It's another day in the shop. Good.
Ooh, that's soft.
So I've just learned a new trick to remove the cap off of these injectors. Now this was a new thing for me. I'd never heard of it. Probably because I work too much in our shop and I don't watch enough YouTube videos on hacks. It goes from a 24.5-pound injector to roughly 74 pounds. So it's pretty awesome. It was quite a process, very intricate. You have to remove the ball at the tip of the injector and dumps a lot more fuel into your engine. Yay! It's a little after midnight in the shop. We've been working on wiring and it's been going slow. Nate's back to help us. Oh, man. Aaron's throwing tape at me. Josh is getting ready to put the crown jewel on the engine.
This is a Vortec made out of pure tornadoes.
Tornadoes.
Texas tornado.
Texas tornadoes.
We're getting a little goofy. We're hoping to see this thing crank soon. So everything seems to be plugged in. I might jinx this. I'm gonna stop talking.
Dang.
Nate's done an excellent job, built a bracket for our fuse panel.
It's not pretty.
It's great.
Smells like bean farts. It smells like
They're pretty real.
Emily.
Bean farts and Emily were just synonyms.
Perhaps this is true. This is huge.
Well, it's only huge if it actually works.
That's what I'm betting on.
I'm betting on that as well. See if the fuel pump kicks on. That'll be nice. Fuel pump! I'm gonna cycle it a few times. See if we
Okay,
can.
definitely hear fuel up here.
Alright, it's gonna fire the first time.
It is. It absolutely
Of course it
is.
is.
Oil pressure
Wow.
and everything.
Oh
It's so
Right.
quiet. Dang. Awesome, dude.
Damn dog still
Good job, Nate. Good job, Aaron.
Alright.
Good job, Tommy.
Yeah.
Nice work, Finley.
Had a pretty good miss in there.
These are details. We can
That
deal
is
with this.
freaking
It
awesome.
fired. That's right.
Hi.
Hi.
Huh?
What?
What?
Who?
Who?
Okay.
As you can see, the C10 is not in the shop anymore. We drove it out. We were using Josh's GoPro and then all of a sudden I was like, oh, I gotta get the big camera. So we got a little ways down the road and then Josh goes, I forgot to put coolant in it. So we backed up and here we are.
That's not.
Alright, take two.
Take
We have coolant. Still runs like poop, but it ran really good in reverse. Like when we
It
got
actually
wound up.
did.
Did.
It realized I need to get back to the shop to get coolant, so I better get my act together.
Yeah, I think we might be flooding the turbo with a little too much oil.
Oh, you think so?
It's smoking pretty good, but
Yeah, it is.
put a restrictor in there later.
I was gonna say, how do we do that?
Yeah, I'll do that when on the road, on like
Okay.
summit or something.
Okay. Okay, we're in a parking lot. It died. We're just gonna kind of poke around, unplug the TPS and see maybe if it's loose. He gets it running, but then it just won't rev and it won't stay running. It almost seems like it's out of fuel, but it's got lots of fuel. And he checked the fuel pressure back at the shop and it had fuel pressure.
What's wrong?
Figure it out, kid.
How would I know?
Help us out. Help us out.
I'm just a kid!
I'm a kid.
Kid. It wants to really bad.
I think we need a tuner. Somebody with HP tuners.
What do you think the problem is? Post down in the comments below. When editing this episode, it ended up being like a half-hour long, so I thought I would do a two-part series. All I have to do is add music to the second half, so I'm pretty much done with the second part of the series, so I'll be posting that within the next few days. It's a really cool build, and we finally got it figured out, but post down below what you think the problem is, and stay tuned for the second part. met every cop in town, and now it's time for him to leave.